What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Prime Video's new series, Reacher. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Prime Video for granting me the screeners to this entire new show. They've asked me to not spill spoilers, therefore this review is spoiler free. I repeat, there are no spoilers in this video review. Yes, they finally got Jack Reacher right. Look, no offense to Tom Cruise, I'm a big fan of his, but he was sorely miscast in those Jack Reacher movies, and he did not do that character justice no matter how the studios try to spin it. Now, I've never read Lee Child's books, I'm more of a John Grisham, Tom Clancy kind of guy, but those who are Lee Child's fans have told me that Jack Reacher is described as 6'5" blonde. So bam, in comes Alan Ritchson of the famed Smallville and Titans, fitting that exact profile as if he was shaped by Mother Destiny. But not just appearance-wise. The way Alan embodies this character is also incredibly badass. Like an American Sherlock Holmes with abs and muscles. Reacher series is an action mystery drama that packs a punch. Intense, suspenseful, gripping, satisfying. It's the classic story of a nomadic hero coming into town and taking out the trash. But yeah, I freaking enjoyed this show. Based on Lee Child's novel, written for television and executive produced and showrun by Nick Santora and brought to you by Skydance, Reacher follows Alan Ritchson's character Jack Reacher, a veteran military police investigator who has just recently entered civilian life. Reacher is a drifter, carrying no phone and the barest of essentials, as he travels the country and explores the nation he once served. When Reacher arrives in the small town of Margrave, Georgia, he finds a community grappling with its first homicide in 20 years. The cops immediately arrest him as eyewitnesses claim to place Reacher at the scene of the crime. While he works to prove his innocence, a deep-seated conspiracy begins to emerge, one that will require Reacher's keen mind and hard-hitting fists to deal with. One thing above all is for sure, they picked the wrong guy to take the fall. Co-starring Malcolm Goodwin, Willa Fitzgerald, Kristen Crook, Curry Graham, Maxwell Jenkins, and Bruce McGill. By the way, I've previously interviewed the star of this show, Alan Ritchson, on a separate press junket, and I've also interviewed his co-star, Malcolm Goodwin, on the red carpet a few years ago. So come watch my entire video interviews with those two amazing talents right here only on Rama Screen YouTube channel. So this first season is based on Lee Child's first novel, Killing Floor, which was published in the 90s. But what I'm getting at is, even though I will do my best to avoid spoilers, those of you who have read Killing Floor would already know the entire plot, and the sense I get is that this adaptation is pretty faithful to the original material. There are a total of 8 episodes and I've watched all 8 of them. Each runs about 15 minutes to an hour long. So Jack Reacher sets foot on Margrave and gets arrested on suspicion of murder. But let's face it, the townsfolk just discriminately points at him because he looks intimidating and menacing. What I love about the progression of the story is that even as Reacher, Roscoe, Finlay are forming their little band of investigative merrymen, Reacher almost always finds himself in a situation where he has to bare-knuckle dance with multiple thugs all at once. These are the most anticipated highlights of this show, because whether they be bar brawl or prison fight, it's fun watching the bad guys get what's coming to them. And that is Reacher's elbow making contact with their noses. The flashback memories provide information as to what it is that shaped Jack Reacher's code of principles. And I appreciate the fact that those scenes only happen when they need to. They're not some kind of frequent companion piece. As for the mystery, without giving too much away, the writers would leave enough breadcrumbs here and there to keep you engaged. But the million-dollar question throughout most of these episodes is, who ultimately pulls the strings? And while the highly observant Jack Reacher often applies his inductive reasoning skills, sometimes he doesn't always get it right. So Finlay and and Roscoe help fill in those gaps. By the way, all of these characters are very well explored. The show did a marvelous job of diving into their past, their flaws, their strengths. There's also a bit of playful humor between Reacher and Finley that breaks some tension every now and then. The tone is mostly serious, but it never gets overwhelming. I'm telling you, those of us who love revenge stories, Reacher is here at your service. The pacing is great, the action is consistent, the drama is absorbing, and the character Jack Reacher is both tough and compelling. Finally, a book adaptation done right, and a great new show of this season.